Welcome to the pilot of Guys, Thighs, and Ties, where the takes are bold and the comedy's gold. I'm Pat.
I'm Neil.
I'm Michael.
And we're covering everything in the sports world. Just a couple of guys in a basement with nothing else to do. I'm going to hop right into it. The first segment that we're going to do is hot picks. We're going to go through every single game coming up Sunday in the NFL. We're going to talk about them. So first,
What do we got?
First game is Jets-Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Me too.
Eagles.
Absolutely.
Absolutely why?
Absolutely. Why Eagles? It's the Jets.
Is Sam Darnold playing this week? Is he done with the whole mono situation?
I
think he
assume
is.
not.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Did you see the sign the chick made?
No.
I gave Sam Darnold mono.
I saw that.
That's cool.
That's awesome. All right, on to the next one. So, Jaguars-Panthers. This is actually one of my hot picks. I have a real good feeling that the Panthers are going to win this game. The Jaguars with Minshew have been really hot. I have a real feeling that the Panthers are going to come through.
I think
McCaffrey's going to go fucking off. Thoughts?
Eh.
Well, you have McCaffrey. You're welcome.
He's got McCaffrey on his
You're
fantasy
welcome.
team.
Yeah, I mean, Minshew has a 69% completion rate.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know. Who's playing at home?
I think
Who's it a home game for?
I feel like it's Panthers at
It's
home.
Panthers.
Panthers at home?
Panthers.
Yeah.
I got the Panthers. That's one of my hot
Panthers
picks.
are favorites by 3.
Yep.
So really, and you give 3 points to the home team, so it's really just a pick'em game.
It's a toss up. I'm with that. So next game is Vikings-Giants. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting game. It's not in one of my hot picks, but I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I got the Vikings by a little bit. I think Daniel Jones is hot right now, and I think he's going to just miss.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they would win with Saquon.
You think with
I think if Saquon's not hurt,
playing this week.
they would.
That's what I'm saying. He's not playing this week.
So if they have Saquon, I think it's like, what, 3-4 more weeks without
4
Saquon?
more weeks. Thoughts?
I don't know. I think even with Saquon, the Vikings' run defense is so good that I think they'd find a way to stop him.
Yeah.
And I don't think Daniel Jones, obviously.
They're on my fantasy team. Vikings defenses.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Daniel Jones, obviously.
He's untested.
Yeah,
Is
he's
the
not
only problem
experienced
with him.
enough. You know,
Yeah.
He's been playing kind of bum teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And look,
Buccaneers.
they beat the Buccaneers by a missed field goal.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying, and I'm not at all saying that Daniel Jones is going to be bad, because I think he's going to be good, and we're going to talk about that in another segment. He's untested thus far, is all I'm going to say.
Yep.
So next pick is Falcons-Texans. The Falcons have not been hot this year. The Falcons have not been playing well, even though they got literally all the materials. I got the Texans. I think Hopkins is going to go off.
Me too.
I don't see the Texans losing this game. The Falcons are no good this year.
Yeah, Houston's definitely gonna stop Freeman.
Yep.
That guy's already struggling this year.
Absolutely.
Houston also scores 70%
Well,
of
actually,
the time.
Freeman. If you look at fantasy, Freeman's picking it up. Got 12.
Is he on the
18
incline?
this week? He's going. I picked him up in fantasy. Someone dropped him. I don't know who. I
Yeah,
picked him
that
up.
was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought I had him.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
he
know.
was terrible.
I'm looking to maybe fit him in the lineup if I can.
I like it.
I think he's a sit this week. Going to that later. I think it's a sit this week, but in weeks to come, I think he has a few favorable matchups that might put him in the starting.
So this next one is.
But
very...
wait, I do want to talk about Falcons next for one more second.
Me too.
Hey,
I got a lot of stuff on this.
Deshaun Watson, I think is going to be the next Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck retired at 30 years
Slow
old.
down.
No.
Slow
I don't know about that
Listen.
one.
Slow down.
Listen, why did Andrew Luck retire?
Because his health
His
was
brain
terrible.
is all screwed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
The awful offensive line. Deshaun Watson has gotten hit more times this year than any other team, any other quarterback. And it's by a lot. It's not even...
I've seen him. He's getting rocked.
Yeah.
He's getting
rocked.
The offensive line is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, he got hit
That's the case with most
times,
teams,
dude.
though. Most
Not necessarily.
No. Giants, Vikings, Texans, Falcons. I'd say at least 30% of the teams are struggling with their offensive line.
Yeah, I think that's saying a lot about how the NFL is kind of moving. And
Yeah.
where...
And we'll get into that in another segment later. So the next game is an interesting one. Buccaneers-Saints. The Buccaneers are off an absolute shocker win against the Rams.
Yeah.
I don't see the Bucs winning this game. I have the Saints.
Absolutely not.
The Buccaneers are good. I don't see Jameis Winston as a star. I think they had a good week.
Okay.
Just like last year when the Titans had a good week against the Pats.
I see the
think
Saints.
I think it was a freak game.
Yeah, I
That's
see
what
the
think.
Saints really rallying around Bridgewater this week, especially.
Absolutely.
Especially last
I
week,
like
just
that
coming
guy.
off a win. Me too.
Me too.
I
Yep.
liked him in Minnesota. Now they have Kirk Cousins. Just
Well, I have
So
those on my
bad.
hot picks. I have the Buccaneers over the Saints.
Buccaneers over the Saints.
Yes.
Interesting.
I
Why?
have absolutely loved the way that Jameis Winston has played this year. I mean, he's like Devontae Freeman. He's been on the incline all year, and I think his performance against the Rams, that Rams defense is no joke.
They're good.
They are a great
Absolutely.
defense.
Yeah.
Adding
Donald,
Clay
Matthews.
handling Donald, his numbers have been down. You see the pictures online. He's getting triple teamed.
Donald was number 1 in the NFL. They ranked him.
Yeah.
He's
I
unreal.
watched him against Seattle Thursday night. It was absurd.
and the freakiest thing about
Watching
that guy.
Matthews and
The
Donald
freakiest
was
thing about
absurd.
that guy, he's 6 feet
I know.
tall.
Yeah.
I know.
That is tiny for an NFL
Yeah.
player.
I mean,
Linebacker.
He's a
NFL
beast.
linebacker.
It's crazy.
But when Jameis gets hot, he's hard to stop. That's one thing.
Yeah,
He's very hot
absolutely.
and cold, but when he's hot, he's hard to stop. And if you look at Jared Goff's numbers, he's extremely average. 6
Yeah.
TDs and 6 picks.
Yeah.
Those are not numbers to write home about. I
No.
mean, if the Buccaneers get a few stops on him, get a few picks, a few early, mishaps catching the
They got to
Rams,
start hot.
I think that's
they
one of the
gotta
keys
start
to the game
hot.
for them, but I think the Buccaneers have a really legitimate chance to beat the Saints.
I don't disagree with you, but if the Saints start moving, they're not going to stop. I think that's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think momentum's going to be key. Whoever gets the most momentum is going to be.
So next matchup is an interesting one. It's Bills Titans, and this is one of my hot picks. I got the Bills winning this game. I'm a Patriots fan. I love Bills Mafia.
Yeah,
Bills
that's
Mafia
sick. That's awesome.
is a sick fan section. They bring the energy. I actually
They
love
make
the,
pizzas out of a filing cabinet.
Yeah, it's sick. I love the energy they bring. The Bills are not in any sense a bad team.
No. not at all.
I actually think the Bills are a decent team. I think they got some players.
They were at the
wild card.
1 yard line, down by a touchdown, and they had to kick a field against us, the Patriots last week. We're Patriots fans.
If you haven't noticed.
If you haven't noticed.
So I got the Bills in that one. The Titans, I do not like. I'm not a fan of
I
Delaney
just don't like
Walker.
Mariota. I don't like Mariota.
I don't like Mariota
I
either.
like Henry. I liked Henry when he was at Alabama.
I like them. Yeah.
I think this is the first year he's finally
Yeah.
producing
finally,
consistent numbers.
agree.
Last year
Absolutely.
he had that 1 3 touchdown 300 200-yard game.
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah,
was.
everybody can be spotty though.
Yeah, but then that was kind of it. He produced a few
Yeah.
games after that, but that was kind of it. This year he started out with a 31-point game,
Yeah.
and now he's he's calmed down a little bit, but he's consistently putting out numbers in the teens.
So this is an interesting matchup here. This is like the worst of the worst. Cardinals, Bengals.
A combined record of 0-7-1.
That is. It hurts my ears to even listen to.
So
I got the Bengals.
you got the Bengals?
I got the Bengals.
Me too.
I think Kyler Murray. I don't mean to offend anybody listening. I think he's a joke. I do
Yeah.
not like Kyler Murray. He's too short. I don't like how he acts in the pocket. He doesn't plant his feet. I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of how he played. I didn't like him at Oklahoma. Thoughts?
I got Cardinals.
Cardinals? Wow.
I think
don't know.
Beng- What do you got?
They put up a dogfight against week 1. They went to Lions.
Yep.
They
Lions,
went up against the
Cardinals.
Lions,
I remember.
who have looked really good this year.
Yep.
The
ended up
Lions have
tying-
looked good this
ended
year.
up tying. In Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's 0-4. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. No AJ Green, obviously. Joe Mixon hasn't looked very good. Their defense has been subpar at best. I give the Cardinals a little shot. I give them winning by a field goal.
All right. Cardinals suck.
Yeah.
They're also tied for 10th most sacks in the league. So in order for the Bengals to win this, their offensive line
Has to play their ass
has
off.
got to be
Which
good.
hasn't been good.
Exactly.
at
That's
all.
my point.
That's-
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's why I
my
think the Bengals
case.
are going to win.
offensive line is the weakest link on most teams.
I'm kind of with Neil here.
Yeah.
It usually is a pretty weak link.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why I have the Cardinals.
So the next matchup we're going to, it's actually one of my hot picks. Ravens Steelers.
Yeah.
I
who
have
got
this. I have the Steelers winning this game.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like what the Ravens are doing. The Steelers obviously have not looked hot. Clearly, I think after Bell and Brown left, I kind of knew they were screwed. I still like them. I still like what they're doing. I like Rudolph.
No.
No.
Nope. Ravens over Steelers. Absolutely. Even though it's a home game for the Steelers and it's playing Steel City's absurd. No. Mark Andrews.
I've always
Lamar.
liked. I never said no. I don't like the Steelers. I've always liked what they do there.
Yeah.
The Steelers.
You're taking the Steelers?
hate
You
the
hate the Steelers?
I gotta take
I don't
Ravens
know.
on this
I
one.
think it's a true pick 'em. I think Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's 3.5-point favorites at Steelers. So they got them favored by a touchdown, really. I don't know. I think that's a real true pick 'em.
It is.
I think that game could most definitely be a 1-point game or an absolute blowout either way.
Yep.
This is my last hot pick. Bears Raiders. I got the Raiders.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is
in Oakland,
Whoa,
right?
Yeah.
Bears Raiders.
That's right. I don't like the Bears. They have Mac. I have never ever, quote me on this, I have never liked Trubisky. I do not think. I do not.
He was
think,
really. I had him last year for fantasy. Picked him off the
I do
wire.
not think he's the
He was
answer in
very good.
Chicago. I don't. I think the Bears have a serious chance at winning a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. Trubisky is not the answer. I don't think. I don't think he's the answer.
So how do they have to do? Do you think they're going to draft?
No, they're going to keep Trubisky. I just don't think he's going to get them to a Super Bowl.
I think Trubisky's ceiling has been reached. I don't think he can kind of go any higher. I think his skill, and I think that was
Look, hey, he's a good quarterback. There are elite quarterbacks in the league.
Some.
Tom Brady,
He's not
Patrick
good.
Mahomes.
He's not good.
He's right
He's
in
solid.
that. He's in that middle ground.
He's an average
where like
quarterback.
he's a quarterback. I don't think anybody's going to challenge his spot.
He's
like,
a play caller. I mean that's
He's
at
like
the
Derek
end of the
Carr.
day-
No,
Yeah.
I think
He's
I,
in the
I,
same-
no, I think
would
he's better
put
than
him-
Derek
no,
Carr.
I put him in the Derek Carr arena.
No,
too.
I put him in like
If
the.
the Bears,
Who do I compare him to? I compare him to
Kirk Cousins, I'd say.
Cousins. Yeah,
I'd say-
I compare
I
him to
think
Cousins.
Cousins is buns this year though. He's
Cousins is a
terrible.
buns.
No, not really. He just hasn't been. He has a high completion rate.
Absolutely.
He does.
He threw 10 passes in his first game.
Yeah.
He hasn't thrown a whole lot of passes this year, mostly because Dalvin Cook has been unreal. They got bottled up against the Bears last week, and that's why I think. I mean, Dalvin Cook rushed for like 30 yards last week.
Yeah.
After coming off of 400-yard games, or sorry,
Yeah.
300-yard games. I see the Bears winning easily because it's the Raiders. I don't think they have any heart this year, even though they're a 2-2 team. I don't know how that happened, but I just don't. I mean, they put up a dogfight against the Chiefs, but I just don't see them. I just don't see them even putting up a fight against the Bears. I mean, say what you want about Trubisky. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but the Bears defense,
Yeah.
They're
really
they're
good.
sick. They're
really
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
probably the best defense in the league.
No, I don't know about
No.
that.
Patriots.
I think
I do.
Patriots
This
have
year,
the best
dude.
defense in the league.
Unstoppable.
Hands down.
As a Patriots fan,
So far-
I'm going to argue against them, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in the next
They were a
segment.
really slept on defense,
Yeah.
especially going into the fantasy
Absolutely.
draft. So
Nobody.
slept on. Moynes took
Moynihan is our friend.
the Patriots defense, and we were like why? Because they just weren't solid last year.
I think it's going to be interesting. Next matchup is going to be Broncos Chargers. This is going to be a blowout. This is not even going to be a competition. I'm going to watch this, put it on. Chargers are going to be up 20-0 in like the first quarter. I'm going to change the channel. This will not be a competition. Thoughts?
If it was at Broncos, I'd say differently just because the Broncos play so well at home. And
Yeah, dude.
especially early in the season,
Back in like 2014, they played well at home when they had
Mile
Peyton
High,
Manning.
Mile High, it's always
Dude,
hard
Mile
to
High
play.
is hard to play in, but they're 0-4, dude.
Yeah.
They're not a good team.
Let's talk about something. So, Broncos defense, terrible.
Oh.
However, and their defense against stopping the run, I think maybe even worse than their secondary.
Yeah.
But what are the Chargers going to do now that Gordon's back? I say this is a
They're
real
going-
test week for them. I
Yeah,
think
they can test it against the Broncos.
I think
They're
that
terrible.
they split Gordon's reps to see if he's
With
still
Eckler.
got it. I think they split the reps. I think if you have Eckler in your fantasy lineup, I say you still start him this week.
I
Definitely.
got
I
that
disagree.
later.
Definitely.
I'd flex him.
I flex him too.
I would not start him
I'm
as
with
like
you.
a running back 1 or 2, obviously,
Mhm.
because Anthony Lynn said Melvin Gordon's our guy. He's our number 1 running back. He's our bell cow.
Oh, wow.
But he also said this week we're gonna ease him in. He said I can't guarantee that Gordon's gonna get 30 touches this week.
Yeah.
So that little bit of maybe hope for all the Eckler fans out there that
All the
might
Eckler
wanna,
fantasy
yeah,
owners.
yeah, who might
So-
want to get one more week out of him.
Yep.
But if you have a guy who knows that he's the only running back there, I'd play him.
Absolute dogfight.
Yeah.
Packers Cowboys.
So Rodgers is 6-3 all time against Dallas, and Green Bay's won 7 of the past 8. I think the Cowboys win this one. I think the
Yeah,
Cowboys
that's
win
actually
this
one of my
one.
hot picks. I have Cowboys over the Packers. I'm gonna say
I agree. I have the Cowboys over the Packers too.
because
Yep.
if you look at last week, Cowboys lost 12-10
Yep.
against
Zeke
the Saints.
was
Against the Saints.
worst game of his career,
Yeah, against
like
the
third
Saints-
worst.
Against the Saints
statistically.
team who has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So even when the offense doesn't play well, the defense, picks up the slack, and Dak usually doesn't play bad 2 times in a row. That's one of the reasons why in fantasy, he's always a guy you might want to start. But yeah, he's having a really good season. I mean,
I'm with you.
I look at the NFL Instagram
And all the Dak haters, dude. I'm not gonna say.
I have Dak.
I've had different opinions throughout his career in the NFL about Dak. I think he's good.
Me too.
I have questioned if he is elite or not. I've always found myself saying no, but I think he's a solid player. I think he
improved.
he's better than the average bear. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say. I think he's a good player. So we're gonna move on to.
He's an MVP candidate right now. If
I
you
still
look at his
got-
numbers.
You have to be kidding me.
I went on the NFL Instagram.
Ridiculous.
He's number
Agreed.
3.
That is
He's number
Agreed.
3.
Who's
in
number
NFL
1?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Probably Mahomes.
Probably Mahomes.
No, I think Lamar Jackson was actually.
Lamar, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, dude.
No, Dak. If he keeps
If
going,
Dak Prescott, you heard it here first. If Dak Prescott wins MVP, I will bleach my hair. You heard it here first. He will not be MVP. I promise you that.
all right.
So we're gonna move to Colts Chiefs. Chiefs are awful win, not an impressive one. I have the Chiefs, but in a close one, a surprisingly close one.
Okay.
I say they win by a touchdown. Thoughts?
I think Jacoby Brissett is gonna go off this week.
I think he's a stud. I love him.
Brissett
I
has
think-
the most touchdowns in the NFL.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
I think New England produces quarterbacks.
Yep.
Jimmy G, Jacoby Brissett, Tom Brady, all doing sick right now.
Yeah. Jimmy G is doing
G hasn't
meh.
been-
He
I
had,
like Jimmy G.
he had a bye last
And
week,
he's
which
the
is why
Monday.
he's still undefeated.
This is the Monday night game. So I got Chiefs in that. You guys got
yeah,
Chiefs?
I got Chiefs. Yep.
Okay,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
So the next one, another
Especially at
interesting Monday night game, Browns Niners. And before we start, I want to ask you, just because you guys, what do you think about the Browns? Browns. There's been a lot of hype beginning of the year. Oh, the Browns are gonna be sick. People are literally like, Browns are going to the playoffs and Browns are going to the Super Bowl.
After you.
I've
Hot
never
take.
been a believer in the Browns. I think that
I think they have hope. I don't
they
think they
have
have
a lot
the
of
championship.
they have a
in the
lot
bag.
of personalities on that team. Baker
Absolutely.
Mayfield, Odell.
Mhm.
I mean, there are a lot of guys on that team that I think could get in the way of the playing. And I think Baker Mayfield. I don't know the exact stat, but I'm pretty sure when he throws under 22 passes, he's 6-0.
Yeah.
And when he throws over, he's like 3-9.
Mhm.
I mean, he's a real like. You can't. I mean, how many passes did Goff throw last week? 72, something like that.
Yeah.
That's 2 games.
a good number.
Of passes.
Yeah.
Right there.
He's
I mean,
like
obviously, I think that you could make the argument of Baker Mayfield better than Jared Goff.
I think that's an argument that
Yeah.
I think it is.
I've never
but
been a fan of
Jared
Goff. I think
Goff
he's overrated.
can always throw more passes than
I completely
Mayfield.
agree.
And I think Freddie Kitchens will realize that this week, not to
Goff
rely
is just
so
kind of
heavily on
like
Baker.
he's just kind of unreliable for me. Goff is like I think he's overrated. I've
I
never
think if
loved
you put
Goff.
Goff on a different team, doesn't perform well.
I completely
Todd
agree.
Gurley, Brandon
Cooper
Cooks,
Kupp.
They got all the
Cooper Kupp,
weapons. I think they
Robert
make him look
Woods,
good.
a solid offensive line, a top of the NFL defense.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think Goff has handed to him 6 TDs and 6 picks. Not that great.
So who you got? Browns or
Browns.
Niners?
I think the Browns will still win.
Me too.
Because the 49ers.
They're off a big win.
There's one key to the game. It's going to be a battle of the trenches. It's going to be a battle of the offensive lines. Whoever can get more sacks, more hits on the quarterback. Because
Yeah.
right now, the Browns' offensive line is the biggest liability on their team right now. You
Yep.
don't know how they're going to perform. Some games,
Mhm.
they'll perform great. Sometimes they won't. I think that, well, also, 49ers, most sacks in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Even with the bye. They have the
Yeah.
most sacks in the NFL. Garoppolo, to me, hasn't looked that good this season.
Yep.
And I think they really need to rely more heavily on Nick Chubb. He's the real deal.
Yep.
That guy is really good.
I want him really
Absolutely.
bad in fantasy.
Yeah.
He's
He's
I
very
drafted
good.
I drafted James Conner. The dude is done. He's had
Good game last
he's
week,
only a
that's
week. He had a good game last week.
Yeah.
7
I'm
points,
really
10
shocked
points.
they haven't leaned on him more because, especially with
Especially with
the Big Ben
gone.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would
And
think.
Juju
Absolutely.
doing like nothing.
0.
He has been battling injuries.
Absolutely.
He's been questionable
Yeah.
every single week. As in, Connor has. been.
Yeah. So we're gonna shift it over to a new topic. Pats Redskins. This
The
is
only
gonna
matchup we
be-
didn't talk about.
Yeah. So the first question I want to ask you guys: are you comfortable with the wide receiver core as it is?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because Edelman, as
I
great
am.
as he is,
I'm always confident with the Patriots. As long as Tommy Terrific is passing to those receivers, I'm confident in the wide receiver.
How about you
core.
look at last week?
Absolutely. I think that Edelman is a huge weapon on that team, and the team looks worse when Edelman, he was on the field. He wasn't himself,
No,
obviously.
absolutely not.
He wasn't 100%.
He was on the field. He had 8 targets or something and 3 catches. Brady could not get the ball to him at
Brady couldn't
all.
get the ball
Yeah.
to him.
And when they couldn't get it to him, the offense stalled. They didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
The second guy, Josh Gordon.
Only,
Honestly, he has a bigger name
The
than what
only
his
thing-
actual
I
talent.
agree.
the only
I
thing I
completely
could say
agree.
about last week, the Bills' defense is no joke, dude.
No,
The
it
Bills'
isn't.
defense that's a good
Absolutely
defense.
not.
Well,
That's
I
not a
don't
bad
think the
defense.
Patriots play that
Hey.
bad.
Absolutely. We should have played way better than we did.
Yeah,
But
The defense is the reason why.
I agree.
And I think
Absolutely.
the 16 points is too much. They had a defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, special teams touchdown, and their defense got them into the red zone many times. A lot of stops deep in Bills territory. I think the offense could have most definitely put up 3 points if the defense didn't play that well.
Absolutely.
They just Michelle, awful this year.
Yeah.
Has not looked good.
this
I-
year,
you
strong. I
can
think he's
attribute
made
that-
some plays.
You-
Last
no,
week he didn't do
you
anything.
can attribute that a lot to the offensive line. But with the wide receiver core being said, as bad as it is, I would still address the offensive line first. The offensive line has been atrocious this year.
I completely
Yeah.
I
agree.
think that the loss of Trent Williams, he's the number 110 left tackle in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of him is really coming back to bite them in the ass.
There's one important loss that you're forgetting on the line.
Isaiah who?
David Andrews.
Yeah.
David Andrews is a center.
Yeah.
Centers are so
Yeah,
crucial
David,
to
yeah.
an offensive line. Because when you think about it, when Tom is in the pocket
Yeah, dude, he's
and
a
he's
blown
getting a
past
snap, when you watch that, it was most prominent. I think he's gotten
been
used
rolled
to
out
it.
to the right.
I think
Yep.
he's gotten used to it now, luckily, and I'm happy about that. When you watch that first game against the Steelers, we steamrolled them, no pun intended,
Yeah.
but we steamrolled them. When you saw those snaps come out, it went up. It was like, it took a weird turn
Yeah.
at the very end. Meaning when Tom's in the pocket, he has to worry about where the ball is going before he can worry about anything else. Rather with Andrews, a veteran who's been with him for so long,
They have chemistry already.
he
so-
knows where the
Yeah.
ball is going, so he just has
Every
to worry
single
about
time.
who he's getting the ball to when he needs to get there.
And just
I think that is
absurd.
I think that is one of the most important things on the Pats that's going to be hurting them
Yeah,
this year.
if we're talking just the Washington, if you even can call it an offense versus our defense, Redskins are tied for
Over
most
or
in the
under a
NFL. With what?
Over or under a touchdown for the Redskins this week.
Over.
Oh, over. I
Over.
say they win 44-13.
No, so you think the Redskins are gonna have more than a touchdown this week?
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Yes. No, I say they.
Dude,
go-
I think the defense stops him again.
I say they have 1 touchdown, 2 field goals.
I don't
13
I don't
points.
necessarily I don't think
13
that's far
points.
fetched. So the next question. Is there if there is one thing you can change with the Patriots right now, receiving core, defense, offensive line, quarterback, what would it be?
Offensive line, easily.
Yeah.
Far
Completely
away.
agree.
Far
Yep.
away.
Offensive
It's
line.
the most
When
important.
Tom gets time, he gets it to his receivers.
Yeah.
No matter who it is.
Yeah.
Aaron Dobson.
It's one of the
Malcolm
most-
Mitchell.
It's one of the
Whoever
most-
It is, he gets it to
It's
him.
one of the most
Your
important.
Walmart cash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of the most important things about Tom Brady. Watching, I think it was most prominent in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. It was on the overtime drive, 3rd down. It was like heart wrenching. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
When you
Oh yeah.
saw,
I was there.
he was there. When you saw the pocket collapsing, and you saw Tom Brady take that step, when he plants his foot and he goes like this, you don't even have to know what's happening on the other side of the field. You already know it's a
The
catch.
guy caught it.
The way that he throws throws a pass, if
So
you
the
look
first
at
way he
him,
throws an incompletion is
when he
vastly
throws it, you'll know. And I think that's a test to the offensive line, giving him that time to be able to plant his feet and rip it to a receiver.
Mhm.
Even though it's your local Walmart guy, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. Bill
Yeah,
Belichick will
anyone.
make
You know
him a
what we're not
star.
covering? The loss of Gronk.
I like that.
Is that
Yeah.
coming it back to bite him in the ass? I mean, he lost his security blanket. Same
he's
with
also
one about
lost
Edelman.
part of the wide receiver core, if you will, because
Yeah.
he was
No Hogan. Lost
Yeah.
Amendola a few years ago. It looked like that really took the offense back last year.
Yeah.
I think Amendola was a lot more important than the
We give him credit for
organization
it.
gives him credit.
This is how I feel about Gronk. I love him. Gronk will be missed. I love his energy. He's an
Yep.
animal. I love him so much. And he was, I think he was the best tight end of all time.
me too.
I think there was even a debate.
Yep.
The dude was unstoppable.
Mhm.
It was this crazy play. I think it was against the Redskins actually.
Yeah,
it
The
was.
play
it
where
was.
he
Yep.
just couldn't
Yep.
get.
Yeah.
You couldn't take him down.
Yep.
You literally couldn't take him down. And he was an important part to our offense. It's fixable. Anything that happens, I think
No.
besides the loss of Tom Brady, everything in that offense is fixable.
I agree,
will-
but
you
he's
As
will-
not
long
you
as
will
Bill,
never-
as long as Bill Belichick is on that on the sidelines, it is
No,
fixable.
you will. I promise you right now. Mark my words. You will never find a tight end that can block better than Rob Gronkowski.
I completely
Never.
agree.
You will never find.
I didn't say he was replaceable. I said it was fixable.
Yeah, the gap that he left in that offense is fixable.
And I
They
think
can
it's-
still
You can
patch-
fill the gap. I'm not
He
saying
had,
that it's going to be the same.
400 yards last year. That's nothing.
Rob Gronkowski
Yeah.
is the best tight end of all time. He is fixable, not
his
replaceable.
his run block. I think it's really what made the offensive line. To be completely honest,
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it's really what was
Definitely
like
added to it.
when he was on the field. I mean, he was.
There's a really important play in the Super Bowl, and I watched it because I'm an obsessed Patriots fan. And so when I'm just chilling, I like to watch because it makes me so happy. I love
Yeah.
watching highlights of the Super Bowl. There's this one play where they run the ball in the Super Bowl against the Rams to Sony Michel. This crazy block from Gronk.
Yeah.
It was like he literally took him and just threw him down. It was crazy, and I agree. I think he was an important part of our block.
Which is also probably contributing to why Michelle is
struggling. I completely
declining
agree.
this year.
So one of the important things about this game, Pats are 54-14 against NFC opponents. I think they're going to be really good against these guys. They're not doing well. I think one of the most important things is going to be Edelman's health. You saw it this
Agreed.
week.
Well, he's our number
But it's
one.
not, it's also I don't think it'd be necessarily imperative. This is like Chargers Broncos for us.
I completely agree.
Um,
But hey, any given Sunday, you never
Yep.
know. You know what I mean? It's going to be.
who predicted the Bucs beating the Rams
Nobody.
in LA?
I'm sure the Rams thought the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be
Yeah.
against whatever to the Buccaneers.
Yep.
So it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting with Edelman's health. I think he's just gotta. He's got to keep warming up. I think he's gonna because Edelman's not the type of person to drop off right when we're getting near the middle of the season. He's gonna pick up. I don't think he's gonna have
I
any
think his
problems.
age might catch up to him soon. If not this year, then the next, maybe next year.
I think in
he's
2 to
34.
I think
he's 34.
34.
34.
I think in
Yeah.
two
I think
to
so.
3 years, I think age is gonna catch up to him. And the other important thing, Dwayne Haskins.
Colt McCoy is starting.
He's starting.
33.
Okay.
Dwayne is 33.
So Dwayne Haskins, just in the future, being a rookie, this is just in general with the Redskins. I don't see Haskins being a threat.
Neither.
I don't think.
I also think the Giants were smart to take Jones over Haskins.
I just don't see Haskins being good. The Patriots defense has let up one. This is crazy. One touchdown they have let up. The Patriots defense in 4 weeks of play.
Yeah.
Imagine going 4 weeks playing.
Giving up one touchdown.
16 quarters. I can math. And letting up one touchdown. The defense.
Absurd.
That is crazy. That is unheard of. Meaning that there's no problem with our defense right now, and I think one of the flaws in the Bills game was our offense.
Yeah.
I think, and that's why I think
Defense had nothing to do with that game.
the defense.
Not with it.
Personally, I think the defense won us that game. The defense completely
absolutely.
saved us in that
Absolutely.
game.
Completely without saying.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I think, and that's why I think Edelman's health is so crucial. One of the things that's going to hurt the Patriots is the absence of one person. Who is it?
Don't say Devlin.
James Devlin, the 18-wheeler. I love this guy. There's only one word to describe this guy. What is it? He's gritty. The dude is fucking gritty. I love him. I love what he's doing with the Pats. I think he's the best fullback in the league. I love him
Yeah, I
so
agree with
much.
that.
I keep bringing up different plays. There's this
Let's
play.
be real. How many other teams use a fullback anymore?
Nobody.
Not a lot. Well, dude, the Patriots are traditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is what, 70? The dude
Yeah.
does it by the book. If you don't follow Belichick's way,
Yeah. Get out.
there's the door.
Yep.
If you don't if you don't work the way he operates,
Yeah.
get
You're
out.
Well, yeah.
You're out. I think James Devlin's a really important part of that
Mhm.
because it gives it depth. He gives it another threat.
Absolutely.
So the next segment we want to switch to is the Gostowski situation. Gostowski has been put on IR. We've signed Mike Nugent with the Bengals, and I think this is gonna look. Gostowski was on the decline?
Absolutely.
Like, do you think that maybe he was just in a slump and he's
We
still
saw it-
as good as he is?
We saw it especially last year. And the only person I can think...
Nope.
Really? The only person I can compare
You saw it
Gostowski to...
especially in the 2015 AFC Championship against the Broncos, where he costs the game. That game, maybe it's a little bit overdramatic. I think that game traumatized him. I think because of that, he hasn't gone back to what he is.
I think that's a little dramatic. I don't know if I agree with that.
I really do. He didn't.
He's an NFL player, dude. Not many things traumatize NFL players.
Yeah.
Look, there are things that really haunt you and really like I really should have made that play.
Yeah.
Think about Gronk.
He was
Wilson.
automatic.
Russell Wilson, 1 yard line.
He was automatic beforehand.
He was
2015
automatic.
AFC Championship. He just doesn't. He's not playing
Yeah.
well. And now I think he went on IR because you can't cut a player that's on IR.
That was the
Yeah.
talk.
So I think
that
he
was
knew.
the talk.
I think he knew. I'm gonna get cut. Ow, my hip. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go on IR.
Yeah, I think
I think
so.
that's
I
kinda
just
what
missed
happened,
four.
honestly.
I just missed 4 field goals. Oh no!
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that does have to
Absolutely.
do with it. But one of the important things about that, I think it makes the defense even more prominent. Because if we don't have an absolute like it's automatic, like he's gonna make it, I think it makes the defense even more
And he hasn't been.
important.
I mean, I say what Gostkowski's like Josh Gordon, bigger name than talent.
Yeah.
I think right now, and I think I think it has made the defense a lot better, or made them look a lot better, made them more
Absolutely.
important to the team because they got to keep them in games more.
What I'm saying is that our defense needs to show up because not every single field goal or extra point is guaranteed anymore. And it hasn't
Yeah.
been for a while.
Nugent could be good. I mean,
Nugent.
I think again he is a free agent for a reason.
Yeah.
He's a free
I
agent
agree.
for a reason. So,
But we'll see. You know.
but you know what? I think Billy's gonna coach him up. That's what I
so?
think.
I'll move on. I think the next topic is new quarterbacks.
They're calling it the year of the quarterback.
I gotta
Everybody's
start
getting,
this one. I gotta start this one.
Everybody's getting injured. Everybody's getting hurt. New quarterbacks are rising. New styles of play are rising. Neil, start us off. Who are you a
Daniel
fan of?
Jones.
Daniel
I love
Jones.
him.
Daniel
I
Jones.
called it from the second
called it from the
this
start.
guy was drafted. I was in Toronto.
People booed
And-
this guy. Neil was like,
Every
He's gonna
Giants
be
fan was
sick.
like, what in God's name is Gettleman done? He's screwing our franchise. And they were like, why did
"Oh,
they
he's
draft
got, he's got
Haskins?
something."
People were livid. Livid.
So, why do you think he's?
I love him. He brings the element of a running quarterback, and teams that are playing the Giants haven't had to adjust to that in what? How long has Eli been the quarterback?
Eli
A
Manning
long
is
time.
going like this the entire
long time.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
The guy cannot run. You know, yes, teams have to adjust to other like running quarterbacks, Wilson, Watson, Murray. You know, Jones is 6'5", 200 pounds, whereas Wilson's like 5'11",
Hold on.
and he's like more built.
I don't want to interrupt. Are you comparing Daniel Jones to Russell Wilson?
Only kind of, I'm contrasting them. Only in the sense that they're both running quarterbacks.
You're not saying that Russell Wilson is comparable in skill to Daniel Jones. Please tell me you're not saying.
What I'm saying is, it will be interesting to see how Jones holds up against 300-pound linebackers
Fair.
getting tackled.
He has a point.
Because Jones is this tall, lanky dude, whereas Russell Wilson's more agile, a little bit more built. Whereas, you know, Jones is like, you know, your substitute teacher. Yeah, he's just, like,
your
kinda over
substitute
there, like,
teacher. I think it's gonna be a real test for Jones.
he's gonna take a beating this season.
I think it's gonna be a test for Jones, especially with Saquon out. He's gonna not
Yep.
do this the entire time. Just
Yeah.
hand it off to
Yep.
Saquon every single time. I think he's gonna have to utilize Sterling Shepard.
Me
I
too.
like Sterling
I like
Shepard.
him a lot.
I passed through him in my fantasy draft, and it was one of the biggest mistakes I made. I
Mm-hmm.
really like him. What do you think, Mike?
One and done.
One and done.
One and done.
I think one
One and done. He's gonna have 1 year,
interesting.
and then he will be
Interesting
a
take.
system quarterback, if not backup, for the rest of his career.
Interesting.
He's going to be like Josh Rosen, except I think this year he'll have a better season than Josh Rosen did in his rookie campaign. He beat the Buccaneers. I know.
Josh
they stunned
Rosen is
the
actually my
Rams.
crappy
I
quarterback.
know-
though.
I
Even though he's not a
know-
rookie.
I know they stunned the Rams. Buccaneers aren't that great, and I know I'm
No.
contradicting myself saying the Buccaneers are gonna beat the Saints this year. It's still the Buccaneers. I don't know. And then they beat the Redskins this week, who are 0-4. I don't know. I just don't see Daniel Jones
That's
being
it.
a great quarterback. I think it's
I see a
too.
lot, and that's awesome
It's
because
too
once we get to like
premature.
week 8,
It's too premature to say compare him to Russell Wilson, his style of play. Say he's going to be this great
I
quarterback.
contrasted their style of play. Just
Yes.
the fact that they can run makes them the same. And the fact that
Do you think
Daniel
Russell
Jones is
Wilson's
one
a
of the-
better? Do you think Daniel Jones is a better running quarterback than Russell Wilson?
absolutely not.
Okay, good.
Absolutely not. Because Wilson will be able to take a beating. I watched Aaron Donald and Clay Matthews absolutely obliterate Wilson on Thursday night. It was ridiculous. The question will be, are the Giants bless you.
Thank you.
Are the Giants going to? How much are they going to lean on Jones's running ability, and then how far is that going to take them? And if they lean on it this whole year, I'm with Michael. One good year.
Could be Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I think I've always been the same thing. It's the same thing with like Dak. I've been on and off about Daniel Jones. I've had thoughts. Maybe he's gonna be sick. Maybe he's not. I like what he's doing.
Me too.
He's electrifying that team, and he's giving that team hope. And they have not seen hope
In a very long time.
Rip. It has been a while for that team. My starter, he's my favorite. The man, the myth, the legend. Gardner Minshew! I fucking love this guy. He is a stud. I've never liked Foles. He beat us in the Super Bowl. I don't care. I love Gardner Minshew. He's got his handlebar mustache. One of the important things about Minshew, I think you have to realize,
Handlebar mustache.
he's got no one to throw to.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Who's he throwing to?
D.D. Westbrook, DJ Chark,
DJ who?
Leonard.
Thank you. He's got nobody
that
to
guy?
throw to. Look, he's on a streak. He's doing well. I think he got caught off guard with the Foles injury in the first game he lost. He lost in an absolute close one, and they should have killed him. They lost by 1 point to the Texans.
Yeah.
The Texans should have killed the Jaguars. They kept him within 1 point. They lost in a close one. They beat the Titans and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying that those are impressive wins. And he's untested thus far, but he's carrying this team.
Absolutely.
Tell me he is not carrying this team.
Yeah.
This Jaguars team, I'm not saying that the Titans and the Broncos are impressive wins. I'm saying that he's carrying the team.
Mm-hmm.
Ramsey's out. I'm not liking, if the Jaguars didn't have Minshew, 1-3.
Yeah.
1-3.
If not,
Yeah.
1-4.
If
0-4. Thank you. I think Minshew is going to be the future. That's what I think. I think Foles is either going to get traded or move to the backup.
Is Doug Marrone
Minshew
still the
stays.
coach of the Jaguars?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He's going to have a hell of a decision when
I
Foles
agree.
comes back in like week 8 or 9. I mean,
He comes back game 9?
so he's on IR, so
It's going to have to do with how
least week 9.
insane Minshew performs.
In the coming weeks.
Yep.
If he goes off like 300 passing yards, couple touchdowns in a couple games.
Coach isn't going to have a choice
you
to
can
believe him in.
kind of compare this to the Garoppolo situation with the Patriots. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, Brady was always going to start. He always had the team. It was always that should not even be.
I relate it more. I relate it more to the.
You
Brady
can't
What
tell me.
What was that guy's name? Peyton Manning and Brock
Osweiler.
Osweiler.
Yep.
Remember that? It was very like
Remember that guy?
who's gonna get the start? Brock
Yeah.
and roll. That guy. It was very up in the air, and they ended up giving
Brock and
Manning
roll, that's
Brock
awesome.
and roll, and they ended up giving Manning the start. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but I think it's a very similar situation. And look, I'm not saying that Foles is Peyton Manning in any sense, because Peyton Manning was also on the decline. I don't think Foles is on the decline. I just don't think Foles is special.
Yeah.
I never thought Foles was special. I think he had a good game, and I think the Philly special saved them.
Yeah.
It was a play. It wasn't him.
Yep.
So, I think Minshew's going to be dope this year. Who's your fan? Who you got?
Well, I don't really have a fan.
No fans?
No, I don't.
You don't think anybody's special in this new crop of QBs?
I really don't.
There's so many.
There's so many to choose from.
I don't. I don't think that any
He's
of them
got
really
nobody.
stand out. Completely honest with you, I think they're all going to be system quarterbacks.
Lamar Jackson
I think.
doesn't stand out to you.
That guy does stand out to me.
I think.
Personally.
You said it yourself. He's up for MVP. That guy doesn't stand out
He
to
obviously
you.
stands out, but he's not a rookie. I thought we were talking about.
I'm
rookies.
saying new quarterbacks in general.
All right. Well, then, yeah, Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Up and coming quarterbacks who haven't been in the league for
If
a while.
you add a top 10 wide receiver to Lamar Jackson, I think he gets a lot
Hollywood Brown.
Can
I love
Can I also start off not a fan?
Not a fan. Who you
Josh
like?
Rosen.
Same here.
Not a rookie.
I hate Josh Rosen.
But hold on. It's not all his fault. Because regardless of his hold
How is it
on.
his fault?
Let me finish.
Cardinals?
I don't know about
Let me
that.
finish.
Organization.
Regardless of his
I don't know
talent,
about that.
he will be unable to succeed in Miami due to the fact that they have absolutely zero talent in their receiving
Not a
corps.
bit.
Specifically after losing Landry in March of 2018, that was crucial for them.
Yeah.
When Landry went to Cleveland, that
Landry
was tough.
a big part of that team.
He and if Rosen's gonna succeed at all Miami is the laughing stock of the league. You start if you start the defense that's playing the Dolphins every week in Fez. Like it's just
And they'll do like pretty well.
they'll do
like,
awesome.
A little more than
In
10
order
points.
for Rosen to succeed, Devontae Parker's got to step up.
Jeez, I haven't heard that name forever.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
It's been a while. These years.
He's
Crazy.
injured. He's just
Yeah,
injury player.
Rosen's untested. I have never been a fan of Rosen. His arm never wowed me. I've never been a fan of his arm. You want to be honest?
Yeah.
The 2018 Cardinals overall is a better team than the 2019 Dolphins.
Well, yeah, because
What makes-
Dolphins are winless.
What
Cardinals
makes
have like 3 wins.
There were 3-13. What makes you think that Rosen on a better team, kinda, went 3-13, moved to a worse team? What makes you think that he's going to do any better?
I second that.
Yeah. Nothing.
He's not.
Yeah.
But
I just
And
don't.
the problem is, the Dolphins have to also bump up their their whole team. Just
So
switch up their whole
shitty.
team.
So shit.
But if they don't buff up their receiving core and other teams are noticing that Parker and Rosen are getting chemistry, they're just gonna double team Parker the way they double team Hopkins when they play Houston.
Are you comparing Devontae Parker to DeAndre
No,
Hopkins?
I'm just saying
He loves you guys. You guys love
the way
doing
the
this.
defenses will cover the two main target receivers on the team.
I
will
see
be
what
the
he's
same.
saying though.
I'm not comparing
not
the two
for all
receivers.
teams. Not at all. The Patriots rarely double team players.
It's rare. The Patriots trust their guys, dude.
Yeah, but crappy teams such as
Do
the
your
Raiders
job. They trust their players.
or the Bengals.
I want to go back to Rosen though. I want to go back to Rosen.
If they're playing Hopkins, you double team Hopkins,
Right.
Which is why he gets no reps.
The
Absolutely.
summer going into this year.
Review for that.
Summer going into this year, after Super Bowl, like maybe a month later, the Patriots were like this close to trading for Rosen. The Patriots,
We were?
yes,
Yeah.
they were thinking about coughing up like a 4th
Yeah.
and 3rd round pick for him.
Hell no.
Here's the thing:
Yeah, no.
the Patriots, kind of good at figuring out quarterbacks that might be good.
Yeah,
Okay, they're kind of good at it,
only kind of though.
only kind of. So I think it
Do you
says
give it
a lot.
199th overall, bro?
Yeah.
Because I sure I don't know.
I think it says a lot that the Patriots are seeing talent in Josh Rosen. And I think
Me
it
too.
really, I don't know, I think that it really speaks of how bad the Dolphins and Cardinals are. I mean, they're awful teams. I'm sorry if you're a Dolphins
Look,
and Cardinals fan.
I love the Patriots. The Patriots have seen talent in people who don't.
That's
amount
why
to
I'm saying
shit.
I think
Yeah.
Josh Rosen is better than what he's getting credited for. I think in
Yeah.
this case, his talent is better than his name. You
Yeah.
know? Josh Gordon, name over talent. Gostkowski,
Gostkowski,
name over
yeah.
talent. But I think Rosen, talent over name. I really think he could be a good player. He shined for the Cardinals in a few games last year.
Side note: Patrick Mahomes, name over talent.
No.
Talent over name.
Talent over name.
I think
I
talent
agree.
over name.
I was just asking.
Or equivalent.
No, I think talent over name. I
I'm with
think.
him. Patrick Mahomes is a star.
I think if you
Yeah.
look
He's a star.
fantasy wise,
I hate him because he challenges Tom Brady
Yeah.
as
On
the
his
best in the
fantasy
league.
team.
He's on my fantasy team, so Patty Mahomes is kind of my dad.
Yeah.
But he's saving my team. So
Carrying-
we're gonna
carrying
move into
your
a
team.
new segment. It's a rather fun segment. It's called A and B. We got 2 bowling pins. One says A, one says B. We're gonna ask some very interesting questions. It's gonna make your brain hurt.
Who's starting off?
We're gonna put it right here. You guys are gonna choose A or B. First question.
I think you mean
Or
B.
Here's the question, boys. Grab the one and hold it up what you think. There are 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You're down by a touchdown. Who do you want as your quarterback? Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, and why? A, Patrick Mahomes, B, Aaron Rodgers. Patty Mahomes? Why?
Absolutely.
Hold it up. Show us. Number A. Letter A. What do you think?
I don't know. I just don't. Strictly off of running. Have you seen Aaron Rodgers run? Yeah.
The dude
That's
is
tough.
Yeah, but a 4th quarter drive, he's just not gonna run it every time. It's about playing well under pressure. You know what I mean? Like some could say that Rodgers. Not even some could say Rodgers has a better arm than Tom Brady. If there's a Hail
Yes,
Mary,
easily.
if there's 2 seconds
Tom
left in
Brady
the
doesn't
game,
have a great arm.
if there's 2 seconds left in the game and you need to throw a Hail Mary, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously.
Dude.
Yeah.
You
he's the
gotta
greatest
sling it.
Hail Mary
Yeah.
thrower of all time.
Absolutely. When it comes down to just being in the clutch, I'm answering my own
You got
question.
B?
I take Rodgers. I think Patrick
Interesting.
Mahomes, and this is the question that they ask you, or I'm going to ask myself. In the AFC Championship, if Patrick Mahomes got a chance to go in overtime, I think this would give us a better representation of what answer we would have
Yeah.
picked. Because it would have been like, if you score a touchdown, you win. If you don't, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
I think
It
I
would've-
think because of how tiring that game was, and because of how
I
adjusted,
got Rodgers.
No, because of how adjusted the offenses got in the second half, you knew that whoever won the coin toss was gonna win the game.
Yeah.
That in the
It goes
overtime,
like that most
you
times.
knew that if
Slater,
Mahomes
Slater
got the
dude,
ball,
he gets it every time.
Yeah.
He calls heads every time. He gets
if
it.
Mahomes got the ball, we'd see a Rams Chiefs Super Bowl. I think that's a very
I can't disagree with that.
I think
Yeah.
a
I can't
very
disagree with that.
understandable point. I mean,
Because Pat's defense wasn't
They were good.
this.
There's
year,
a difference between
last
Pats-
year. Here's like this year they're an unstoppable defense. Last year they were a bend but don't break defense.
Yeah.
I think personally that's the best.
I think
way
there's
to
a
describe
big
it.
difference between
Yep.
Patriots football and playoff Patriots football.
Yeah. Oh, obvious. That go. Yeah.
It's like they take like steroids. It's the most amazing thing in the world.
I
I
would
think
like to
one of the
take,
most
Patrick Mahomes.
take Patty Mahomes. Why?
Because I mean he just looks good. Patrick Mahomes is just.
He's
I
a
don't know.
stud. I'm not
I
gonna
don't.
say
I
he's
don't
not
know
a
what else to
stud.
say. I mean, here's the thing. I think you could say Patrick Mahomes, and then Aaron Rodgers. I think that.
I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is on the incline because I think
I think he's on the decline.
I think he's plateauing. I
No.
don't think he's on the decline
I think he's on the
quite yet. I think he's plateauing. I don't think
I
don't think he's
this
getting any
season-
better.
This season is not proving my point because he's 3-1. But I think overall, I think he's on the decline. I really do. I
That's a
think
fair
he's gonna-
statement.
I think this year he's bound to go under some injury. Like, he has to get injured at least once. And when he does, I think the Packers season will be over.
All right.
Yep.
Michael's got a hot question, and it is going to make your brain hurt. Mike,
All right, so you're in a room.
I'm in a room.
You have a gun.
Yep.
You have one bullet. And you are standing in front of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Mhm.
And one of them has to take the bullet. Which one are you going to shoot?
Can I take the bullet?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly.
Yes.
Honestly,
Wow.
this is a tough one. I'm sorry, Tommy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom. I love you. I would have your kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think during this 20-year run with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, I think one of the most important things about it is I think Bill needs Tom and Tom needs Bill. I think Bill wouldn't have won some of the Super Bowls without Tom, and I don't think Tom would have won the Super Bowls without Bill.
Absolutely.
I think they need each other. That dude breeds quarterback. He breeds football players.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Tom Brady will ever. I'm not saying that Tom Brady can ever be replaced because he can't.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick
Could do a damn good job
could do a damn good job.
of trying.
I think it will be easier to replace Tom Brady than it will to replace Bill Belichick.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take both of them.
You're gonna shoot both of them or shoot yourself?
Because I'm going to take this question two different ways.
Okay.
If you were to ask me 20 years ago,
Yeah.
when Brady had just entered the league,
Yeah.
Bye, buddy. Bye, Tom.
I would shoot Brady because
Obviously.
I think that Belichick needs Brady more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think Brady
Brady
needs
needs
Belichick more. If you ask me now, which one was I?
What's that?
A was Brady.
A
B
was
Belichick.
Brady. A was Belichick. B was Brady.
Okay.
I'd shoot Belichick now because
Interesting.
I think that now, 20 years under Bill Belichick, you learn a thing or two. So I think that Brady he's
Yeah,
kind
but we're
of
talking for the
the
good of the
jet-
organization in general, not just the team
Not for
right
the good
now.
of that. The future, everything to come.
I still
you
think
can't
Brady.
do both.
I still think Brady.
You shoot
I
Brady.
I would shoot Belichick because I think that Brady now. I really think that Brady at the point now.
Yeah, you're the man. Simply the man.
I think Brady just he knows everything he needs to know. I think he'd be the play caller. Give it to Josh McDaniels, whoever's calling the plays. Like
Josh McDaniels is the future.
McDaniels calls the plays on offense. Belichick writes the plays and everything.
Mhm.
McDaniels he calls the plays. Belichick is the play call for the defense right now, which I think is going completely unheard.
Yeah.
But I just think Brady's more important right now. I think that he's more important to the team. If Belichick were to leave tomorrow, I don't think they go to another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that's something that you could also make a point of.
All right, I got one for you.
No, you haven't answered.
Oh.
Pick. Yeah, no, don't you get out of this question. You're picking. Who do you have? Who are you shooting?
I'm with Michael.
You're shooting Belichick or Tom
I'm with Michael.
or Belichick.
Belichick.
Why?
I just think Brady is now, especially what Michael said. He's learned 20 years later, I think Tom.
If you watch,
think Tom's-
if you watch footage of, there's this really cool thing I was watching on the NFL Network, and it was Bill Belichick literally just analyzing the Super Bowl against the Rams.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The dude was like, we knew he was gonna do this, so we did this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, oh, it was a simple like, oh,
Yeah,
we saw it was a
13.
run, so we like
Blocked,
we
yeah.
blocked.
No, it was like
It was like we knew this guy was gonna cut this way and do this because we watched footage here, and like so we stopped that.
Mhm.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, how could he have known that?
Then why did they only put up 13 points?
Who would put up 13 points?
Patriots.
Because the Rams defense is sick. And
Yeah.
the Patriots defense played sick.
Yeah.
It was a defensive game, and it was one of the most boring Super Bowls ever. Ever. It was so bad.
All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Would you rather have to run the Redskins organization for a year or the Jets organization for a year? What changes would you make to each and why?
Okay,
we
so
got-
so A
hold on,
is
hold on. So we got A. A is
Redskins.
Redskins. B. This one. B is Jets. Why?
I got the Redskins.
You got the
You are-
Jets?
You are ridiculous.
That's
I
aw-
got the
I like
Redskins,
this. This is
and
awesome.
here's why. Neil,
Yep.
what division are the Jets in?
AFC East.
Do you know what other team is in the AFC East?
The Dolphins. The
What other?
Bills.
The one more. The Patriots. They wouldn't. If any of us were to coach that team or be on that team, they wouldn't leave the AFC East. They're not going to the playoffs unless a wild card, and they're going to
Yeah.
lose in the wild card game. I don't. The Redskins at least have. They have something.
So what are you changing?
What am I
What is
changing?
all right? So you have. What do you think the worst part of the team is, and how are you gonna? How would you change it? You're the owner. You're the GM.
The defense. The defense is terrible. I would get rid of what's his name. I would get rid of. I'm blanking.
Norman.
No, not Norman. The quarterback.
Haskins.
Haskins. He's out. I've never loved Haskins. I've seen him play in college. Never loved him. The offensive line isn't doing
Ohio
well.
State?
Ohio State, yeah.
Yep.
I just don't. I never loved the Redskins, but I think I have more of a chance of doing something with that team than the Jets. I hate the Jets.
Why the Jets?
Anybody
Why-
know?
I'm-
Anybody know the NFC East?
NFC East is
Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins.
Eagles, Redskins.
Hardest, probably maybe one of the hardest divisions.
Maybe one of the hardest divisions.
Yeah.
So you have one roadblock
Awesome.
in the AFC East. I will say a pretty significant roadblock in the
Yeah.
Patriots.
I think that
Yeah.
roadblock.
You have a Giants team, which, as Neil might have said, is on the up and coming.
Yep.
You have an Eagles team, which just went to the Super
They're
Bowl.
always
this year.
good. They're always going to be.
And
Eagles will never be. They'll never
Cowboys
be
are
bad.
a team that could
No.
be there. You know,
They're never going to be bad. I just think the Redskins have a better chance in general to do something.
Mhm.
Those teams are not going to do.
Who's a better young quarterback, Sam Darnold or Dwayne Haskins?
Ooh.
Sam Darnold.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm taking my quarterback, Sam Darnold. Who's a better running back? Oh boy, Samaj Pirine and
Adrian Peterson.
Darius Geis or Le'Veon Bell.
I'm not saying that they don't have more talent.
Oh, who's a better wide receiver, Terry McLaurin or Jamison Crowder?
That's tough. McLaurin's pretty good this year.
He's playing well. He just got injured last week.
Oh.
So Jamison Crowder. Okay, Jamal Adams, probably the best safety in the NFL.
Mhm.
Okay, they picked up. Oh my God, what's his name?
Buster.
Oh, what's his name? Defensive end. They picked is it Suggs maybe.
Suggs.
I think
Charles
that-
Suggs?
Suggs, and they picked up another guy, another linebacker who's really good. They have a lot of pieces on that defense. I don't know if Leonard Williams is still there. He's a really good defensive end, good run blocker. He might not be there for I don't know. I think the Jets have if they're under the right coach, I think they can be very good. I think they have a great, fans that will obviously support them, and I don't know. I like the Jets a lot. I like their organization.
All right, I got a lot on the next one. So, for those of you who haven't heard, Vontae's perfect. Out
He
for
got
the season.
rocked. He got
Out for the
rocked.
season.
The other guy got rocked.
Let's run the clip. Helmet. Not surprising
Helmet
at all.
to
They
helmet.
suspended him for the year.
I just want to. I want to say what. I have one thing to say. Get that guy the hell out of the NFL.
Yeah.
I hate that guy so much.
so bad.
Perfect is a scumbag. I hate that guy. And personally,
Very Akeem Talib.
yeah, I love Jack Doyle too.
Yeah.
Jack Doyle is a real football player. I really like him a lot. I've never liked him. The suspension was, I hope you guys agree with me, it was completely warranted, and the amount of time was completely correct. This is not.
He's been penalized for the 6
This
previous
is not
times.
his first offense.
Yeah.
If this was his first time and he lost his head, I'm not condoning it, but I half get it.
I don't get it at all.
Learn to control
He was
yourself.
on his knee. He was already down. His knee was down.
I'm just saying, if this was his first offense, I think
both of his knees were down.
I'm just saying that if this was his first offense, I think doing this immediately, saying you're out for the season, would be a little bit strong.
He's been suspended a total of 10 games in his career.
They've
suspended him. They fined him. I have it right here. He's been suspended 10 games in his career. They suspended him. They fined him. And I think this is a really important step for the NFL too, because their campaign for the past few years has really been trying to crack down on, the amount of, you saw the Antonio Brown thing with the helmet, and they're just trying to be more safe. They're trying to prevent CTE. They're trying to prevent concussions from happening. I think any less of a punishment than what this guy just received sets a precedent that the league doesn't take head injuries and injuries in general as seriously as they claim to.
That shit belongs nowhere in the NFL.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying the NFL hasn't gone a little bit soft. If you don't place a quarterback on the ground and give him a kiss on the forehead, flag down.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I hate Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
some of the plays that
especially last year, it was nuts.
So I'm not saying
watching that, he was so Matthews was so.
I'm not saying some
of
the shit the NFL is doing is ridiculous, because some of it is. If you don't put a pillow under their head, sing them a lullaby, and tuck them in, it's a flag. It's ridiculous.
That was also ridiculous.
Belongs nowhere in the NFL.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
Crazy. The question is, what happens when he comes back next year? If he does, if they renew his contract, I don't know what his
They're gonna renew
contract
his contract. He's good. He's a good player, dude.
But so why, as an alternative? I don't think I would have suspended him for the year. Listen.
You just said anything short
Listen.
of suspension.
Literally, that is the most
May I finish my thought? May I finish my thought? So I think he's obviously a malicious player, or he's stupid. Give me a second. Let me explain myself.
Ridiculous.
I say this: they suspend him indefinitely until he goes through some. He's obviously not okay.
He's fine.
He's obviously not okay mentally. You can't just truck someone with your head and be okay. You can't do that. I think if he were to go through admit that something's wrong. He has impulse control problems. He has something, and then he goes and gets help for that, and then says, "All right." He proves to the league. He proves to the league with a doctor, a medical piece of paper that says
that's gonna take even
this
longer.
Guy's improving.
That's gonna take improving or improved.
His condition has improved and will continue to improve.
And that
I say until that happens, he should be out of the league.
Will take the entire length of the season, guaranteed.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Indefinitely, if not more than the season. I wasn't saying less than the season.
The question you have to ask yourself is, how many suspensions is
Yeah, does he need to be
really? I mean,
he got rocked, dude.
10?
It was just
10 suspensions?
Yeah, he's been out 10 games because.
So then, when does the NFL step in and be like, all right, that's enough, go somewhere else?
Yeah, but when do they?
When is that? Honestly, is there a rule or something in the NFL handbook or whatever it is that says once you get to this many suspensions or fines, you're out of the NFL? I mean, if it isn't, it should be a thing.
Most guys just got the hint. He just hasn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hadn't even heard of this guy. Apparently, he played for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lions.
Yeah. Played for the Bengals. He was a very solid player on the Bengals.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of jokes going around where he's the reason Antonio Brown's all screwed up because he made a hit on Antonio Brown. Yeah. And now, he's making a lot of questionable decisions.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on that with the Patriots. I know kind of passed, but do you think him leaving the Patriots is, I mean, Brady said that he wouldn't.
We're fine.
We will be just fine. Don't you worry.
Okay.
We're fine. I don't see. Look, that's like getting a puppy for Christmas, and then getting a pony too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, you got a present. What?
Who's the puppy?
Antonio Brown.
Who's the pony?
Tom Brady. You know what I mean? You got a pony, the thing that you really wanted, and you got a puppy as an extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that it's nice to have. Look,
yeah.
He's sick. He scored a touchdown. He played one game against the Dolphins, and he went off.
Yeah.
We literally didn't let him score a point. He was sick, and I think that's definitely a test to our defense. But will he be missed? Yeah. Will we be just fine without him?
We'll
yeah.
see. We'll
Will
see.
we win the Super Bowl without him?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Slow down.
Wow,
You think we're gonna win the Super Bowl? We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Slow.
That's a whole
slow
other
down.
conversation. That's
Slow
a whole
down.
other conversation.
We'll get to that in like week 8 or 9 once we get
We'll
a real
get-
feel
yeah.
for this team.
Yeah.
And
I
how
already
well
have a feel
their
for this
offensive
team.
line is, wide receiver core.
Yeah.
They'll win the
Defense,
Super
if they
Bowl.
can keep
They'll
it
win
up.
the Super Bowl.
We'll
You guys
see.
have anything else on this?
I want to shift to
on purpose?
fantasy.
Go
I
ahead.
want to
Yeah,
shift
oh
to
God,
fantasy.
All right,
Ah.
sleeper pick of the week, Michael.
I don't have a sleeper. I have a stardom.
We
You have a
should
stardom?
start him, sit him.
Okay.
And, yeah, I want to stardom, sit him first. My stardom, and I am starting him in my fantasy league. I just a
You're
little
the man.
background. I sat Russell Wilson in 38. It's okay though. I'm
That's tough.
starting.
He went off.
It's not Russell. I'm starting Jameis Winston.
Wow.
Oh, because
I picked up
You're
Brady.
you're
Thank
hot
you.
on this guy. You
Thank
should
you.
pick
Yes,
us up.
I
I
did.
picked up Jameis
I'm
Winston.
starting him this week.
And
He's
I'm
gonna go
literally
off.
going back to my notes about the Buccaneers over the Saints, and I'm listing off the reasons of why I think Jameis Winston. I think he's good. I really do. Jameis Winston, he's an extremely solid player. He's put up. Hold on 1 second. 9, not best. 15, very average. 34 and 43. Now, can he keep up the 34 and 43?
It's
Cross
awesome.
my
It's
fingers.
bold.
And I really think he will.
It's high risk, high reward. I think.
Yeah.
There's been a 24.5% increase in people who have picked him up, and I can probably tell you that about half those people are going to start him this week. He's a 12th ranked quarterback. He's facing a Saints defense who isn't completely healthy, hasn't shown off that they've been great, might put up a ton of points, which might mean that, Winston might have to chuck the ball. Played against a great Rams D. Look what he did to that.
Absolutely.
3 points off the most in Buccaneers history. Or did they put up 48? Or was it 45?
45.
3 points off the most in
Buccaneers?
Buccaneers history.
Put up 55.
40,
Buccaneers? No, he did not.
45. I
I
guess
Was it really?
it's
We'll get
right
back to
now.
that in a second. Mike Evans, really showing up again. I think Jameis Winston's going to use him
3
a lot.
touchdowns, 4 touchdowns.
So like in the last 2 games. Yeah.
55 to 40.
55.
That's
55
crazy.
points. All right, thank you. Thank God. 55 to 40. Most points in Buccaneers history. And I think that I don't think he's going to slow down this week. I think the Saints I think they're going to test him, but I think they're also going to sling the ball and ask Winston to throw the ball,
Yeah.
So my stardom of the week. I know I'm biased because I hate perfect. Jack Doyle. Shut up. I love my
He's
stardom.
he's not even the starting tight end there.
No.
Yeah, he is. Jack
Eric
Doyle.
Ebron. Eric Ebron.
Doyle gets reps. I promise you, Doyle gets reps. Yes, he does.
One of my sleepers is Eric Ebron, so let's continue.
Doyle gets reps. I am biased because of the whole perfect situation. He's looking good. I like what Brissett's doing. Who are the Colts throwing to?
T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton.
Chester Rogers.
Chester who?
Chester who?
Chester who?
Exactly. I like what he's doing. They're playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs have an amazing offense. Neil? Do the Chiefs have a good defense? No. The Chiefs do not have a good defense. I'm not saying they're terrible. I don't think they're the worst in the NFL. They're nothing special though. I think they're trying to lock down T.Y. Hilton.
They're the 10th ranked.
Absolutely.
So are you starting Jack Doyle?
I don't have Jack Doyle.
He's a free agent. You can pick him up right now.
You want me to?
Go for it.
Don't think I won't. Don't test me. I'll do it. So I think Jack Doyle is going to be a key part of the offense in the future. My second stardom, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray.
Did you just say you didn't like this guy?
I don't. I have never been a fan of Kyler Murray, but I think I started this week. And I know it's a hot take. I know it's kind of a lot. Analysts are not on my side with this. I like his chances. He scored 20 points in one game and 15 in 2 others. So nothing impressive
28 week 1.
with a road game against Ginger Dalton. Ginger Dalton. I think I like his chances. I don't see Andy Dalton as a threat. I don't see the Bengals as a threat. I think
At
he has
all.
a chance of having a week. Neil?
Am I going now?
Who's your starter?
Stardoms.
Stardoms? Brissett. He's thrown
I
for
like-
more
I
than
like
900
that a lot.
yards, 10 touchdowns. He's tied for most in the league with Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's only got 2 picks. Once again, same issue. Offensive line. If the offensive line can protect Brissett this week against Chiefs, like I said, 10th ranked defense, they have a shot. They have a shot.
I mean,
Especially they
Brissett-
have the two tight end offense that they can run with Doyle and Ebron.
I think
They have a chance.
I think Brissett's good. He comes from the Patriots. I think anybody who comes from the Patriots will never be awful.
Yeah.
the Pats.
No, I don't believe that. I think players they draft want to be horrible. If you look at
Okay,
players,
that's fair. I like that.
Not just players that have like gone through the
I'm gonna correct
circulation
that.
of being in the
How's Chris
Patriots.
Hogan doing this year?
Not fair. I'm talking about quarterbacks.
Okay.
I think
You
any
haven't played
quarterback.
lacrosse?
You know,
You
like,
played
do you
lacrosse?
do you
I
know
didn't
Chris
play
Hogan
lacrosse.
played lacrosse? So, do I think that all quarterbacks that go through the Patriot system are going to be decent? I do. I don't think every single... Not all players. I think most quarterbacks that go through the system are going to be good. Do you have any more startums?
Nope. We
So-
are switching.
I'm switching to sit-ums. So, my first sit-um... It makes me so sad, and I like him so much. Philip Lindsay.
Absolutely.
Running
Absolutely.
back for
I'm
the
sitting this week.
Broncos. It's really sad, and I really like Lindsay. He's a very versatile back. Every single time, I actually told him about Lindsay. During just like pre-fantasy season, we did a lot of mock drafts just to practice, try to get a sense of the draft this year. I drafted Lindsay as one of my backup running backs every single time. I've loved what he's doing, and he's doing really well. He's patient in the backfield. The Broncos have a tough one this week against the Chargers. The Broncos defense is definitely not what they used to be.
He's also sharing reps with Royce Freeman, which is
I was just going to bring up that point. Royce Freeman has had a lot of carries this year.
Yeah.
He's taken,
Melvin-
I think,
taken a lot of the reps.
I
Melvin
could be
Gordon-
wrong, but I think he has like 40.
And the other thing about like this,
Yeah,
Melvin
4 weeks,
Gordon is
at
back
least.
from the holdout. Eckler's going to do well, meaning the scoring is going to be... The Chargers are going to score, and the Chargers are going to go up by
So
a
it's
lot
gonna take away the
very
Broncos'
early.
run
It's
game.
going to take away the run. They're going to feel more of the urgency to throw the ball rather than just running it and kill clock. That's what I think is going to happen.
And I'm pretty sure Lindsay is actually trending down in his points.
He's trending down. I already
Definitely.
checked. He's definitely trending down.
I have him. Let's check.
My second
Yeah,
sit-em...
10, 29, 7.
My second sit-em, I have him on my
He went off
fantasy
one week.
team.
That's the week I benched
I
him.
have him on my fantasy team, DJ Moore. He's a wide receiver for the Panthers. I've watched this guy progress. I've had it on my team. He's a solid flex. I have Alshon Jeffrey, DJ Moore, and Stephon Diggs. I kind of switch them around.
Yep.
Week to week, someone put
Really
flex.
equivalent in tier.
Pretty equivalent.
Flex.
There are two problems. Jalen Ramsey
Isn't playing this week.
is not playing this week. So that was a question. So I'm not sure about that and how he's going to react to that. Kyle Allen.
Who is that?
Kyle Allen is the starting quarterback for the Panthers. I don't like what he's doing.
Isn't he putting up numbers?
I don't.
feel like he is.
He's doing okay. I just don't. But if you look at the numbers, he's not connecting with DJ Moore. DJ Moore, since Cam Newton has been out,
They don't have the same chemistry that Newton and Moore do.
absolutely.
35 points and 3.
Yeah, I have never. I don't like Kyle Allen. DJ Moore is a solid player. I like him, and I'm going to keep him on my team. I say sit him this week. Michael, sit-ems?
My first one got Baker Mayfield.
Baker!
Baker
Okay.
Mayfield.
Yeah, I don't like him this week either.
And I have a lot on Baker actually. He has played absolutely awful against good defenses. He put up against the number 10 ranked Titans, he put up 11. And he against the number 9 ranked Rams, he put up 11. The 49ers are the 8th ranked team. And so, if,
The
history...
trend continues.
Yeah. Trend continues, history repeats itself. He's not going to play well again. I think the 49ers, I think it's going to be a dogfight. I don't think their offense is anything to write home about.
Nope.
I think that the Browns are going to really rely on Nick Chubb because I think Freddie Kitchens, as I said before, is realizing, oh shit, this is not our bell cow. This is not like Baker is not our 35, 40 attempt a guy, a night. So I think that's really going to hurt him in fantasy.
Side note.
When you're throwing 15 less passes.
Side note. Do we think Baker's overrated? I think a little.
I think a little too. I think
yes,
his
I think he's
leadership
overrated.
skills are
I don't
definitely
think
strong. He definitely has the
He's
ability
strong.
to successfully lead
And
a
I
team.
think what makes him different from all shitty Browns quarterbacks is, look, everyone's like, oh, he's the next Johnny Manziel because he's a big personality.
He's not.
He cares. Johnny Manziel is just like, let's party, let's have fun. The dude's
About
passionate.
me. Yeah.
The
I
dude's
don't think-
passionate. He's a team player. He's a big personality, but he's a team player.
I don't think his ceiling is overrated, though. I think it's a very high ceiling, and I think because of Odell, Jarvis Landry put up 167 yards last week, Nick Chubb, David
Gotta love
Njoku
that
when he
guy.
gets out of IR,
Yep.
offensive line
He's
is a
eh.
question.
Yeah, I've never been a
He's
fan of Njoku.
I've
He's
never
a
been a
red zone target.
Njoku guy.
He's a red zone target. He's another guy that he has. I'm just listing off guys,
He's got weapons. I agree with him.
And he's been awful against good pass rush, and 49ers have the most sacks this year.
Yeah.
So I think that Baker Mayfield is a huge sit-em this week. I would not start him at all unless you're in like a 14, 15, 16 player league, honestly. I do with my sit-ems in weeks to come, I want to name an alternate player that for you to pick up on waivers. And Neil mentioned him in his stardoms, Jacoby Brissett. I think Brissett is a guy who has the most touchdowns this year. He may not be on the waivers. I don't even know what he's owned and how many percentage, but he has weapons on his team. Maybe not as many others as some other teams, but he's facing the Colts this week. He's facing the Chiefs this week. They're gonna put up a ton of points. He's only owned in 37% of leagues in NFL fantasy. Chiefs are gonna put up a lot of points. Chiefs are gonna give him an absolute dogfight. Brissett's gonna have to throw the ball. Deep threat T.Y. Hilton. I think he's gonna get a big game. My other sit-em, I have Mark Ingram.
Wow.
Wow.
He's gonna go off this week.
No, Mark
He's
Ingram.
playing Steel City. He's gonna go off this week.
Yeah, but it's the Ravens. They have a very unpredictable offense.
That's true.
It's true. It is
very
very
Lamar
true.
Jackson could go off and have like 10 rushes.
Yeah, dude, but
like,
Lamar Jackson's good, man.
I know, that's
He's
kind of my
good.
point, is that Mark Ingram isn't going to have a big game.
Oh, fair. Okay, you think he's gonna sling it more?
Yeah,
Rather than hand it off to Ingram.
I don't know. I think
If
Mark
he wants
Ingram,
to run it, he can do it himself.
Yeah.
Jackson. He's a.
it might come as a surprise, but I would only play him in deep leagues. He's very on and off. He's very inconsistent.
Who, Jackson or?
No, Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram.
He has had a huge lack of carries this year, which is extremely alarming. He hasn't had more than 16 all year. I think his lowest is 10. He isn't in the receiving game at all. He has 3 catches in 4 games. So in PPR, which is what most people play in, PPR, don't play him because he's not going to get any catches. He's extremely TD reliant on a team that relies for touchdowns on Lamar Jackson, wide receivers, tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ingram just doesn't have a big enough impact on that team to have a fantasy. You know.
Want to hear my sit-em?
Yeah. What's up?
It's gonna be extremely contradictory.
I'm gonna throw my computer.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones versus the Vikings. 12 points last week in the Redskins. I don't see him being any better this week.
You were
against the
literally
Vikings.
like.
However,
Daniel.
yeah. Oh yeah, no.
You
I
literally
love this.
just said.
I know.
You literally just said
I know.
that you love this guy.
I know. I'm sitting him this week against the Vikings. If I have him, I'm sitting him.
That is the most frustrating thing ever.
I know.
What,
I know.
Who are they playing this week?
The Vikings. Yeah, exactly.
The Vikings defense is hot. I have him during fantasy.
I love Danny Dimes with all my heart.
Danny Dimes.
But Vikings on average, I think it's like something like 15, 15.2, 15.3.
15.29.
Yeah, you're the man. You're
So,
simply the man.
from here, we're going to transition into the MLB playoffs. Boys, thoughts? How we feeling?
Hot take.
I don't care.
He doesn't care.
I-
as long as the Sox aren't.
Frankly,
I've never.
I don't either. However, watch the Brewers. Watch the Brewers. I would not be shocked if you have a Brewers.
What he does is he'll just throw around hot takes until one is right. He's like, I called this from the beginning. He does it like every single time.
I don't do it every single time. I did it
You
with
throw
Jones.
around hot takes
I
so
do-
much.
You do know the Brewers lost in the wild card game, right?
Yeah!
That's tough.
Let's
That is
fucking
tough.
go.
The series is tied 1-1 between the Nationals and Dodgers.
Good.
You're 3 days late.
Bye-bye, Brewers. So happy to hear that. Boys, I have a couple words to say.
What's up?
What the fuck happened to the Red Sox?
Okay. All right.
What?
All
We
right.
gotta unpack
Alright,
this.
6
how much
games
time-
over 500.
How much time do we have?
Plenty.
A lot.
Plenty. We got plenty of time.
How much money
Here
you
we go.
got?
A lot.
So much.
Okay. Let's see.
Where do I even begin?
Where
I
were we
think-
last year?
I think it comes to the
God, top of the AL East.
top of the AL East.
Top of the
World
AL.
Series.
108 wins.
Most wins in the NFL. MLB.
LB.
108 wins. That's the most wins in
Maybe ever.
decorated Red Sox history.
Yeah.
Most wins in MLB history. This year, how many? Who did they lose? Kimball.
It was their pitching. It was
Kimbrel?
literally just their
Oh,
pitching.
absolutely.
They lost Joe
And
They
Buss.
lost- Everybody
Who
else
on
was
and
just rusty. Dude, it was just a hangover.
Okay, so
it
they
was
lost.
it was a
So they lost
World
Kimbrel
Series
and
hangover.
Joe Kelly. Okay, Joe Kelly not that great. Kimbrel obviously
Yep.
declining. They got Nathan Eovaldi. Signed back Ryan Brazier. No, I'm just saying from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Signed back Ryan Brazier. Signed back Eovaldi. All the young players, 1 year older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They all grew. All better. Rafael
Devers grew a
Devers.
lot. Grew a
MLB
lot
year.
this year.
MLB year.
Yep.
I'm sorry, MLB. MVP year.
Yeah.
English. I got it. 6 games over 500. So I just
disappointing.
described
to say the least.
It's
that
ridiculous.
team and I'm not exaggerating it at all. Like that's exactly what they gained and lost. 6 games over 500.
Offensively,
If that were to happen to
The Patriots.
Detroit or Delaware or anywhere in there,
Imagine.
who cares?
Imagine that
Yeah.
happening to the Patriots. The Patriots winning a Super Bowl.
When you're in
And then
Boston,
just,
sucking.
Absolutely
When you're in
doesn't
Boston,
happen.
We expect
if something
more
like that
from you.
happens, you
We've had
expect
11
that.
parades in 13 years.
You expect
That's
that.
absurd.
So when something like
That's
that
absurd.
happens, and the fans are still supporting them, after all, I don't get it. I don't get how you can support this team. You're basically condoning. You're not holding them accountable for sucking.
It's ridiculous.
They played awful this year. They
Terrible.
played with no heart.
Yeah, but
And when
but
at the
still,
trade
but still
deadline-
love the Sox.
No,
though.
I don't love the Sox this year.
I love the
This
Sox.
year,
I win or
I
lose,
love
I
the
will
Sox.
love the Red Sox.
I
I'm
didn't love the
sorry.
I love the Red
team
Sox. I
this
did
year.
not love them this year.
Yeah.
You have to, I
hated
always
them
love the
this
Sox.
year.
I will
Hated them
support
this
the
year.
Sox till the day they die.
I think I watched one full game.
That's ridiculous. You
Yeah.
have to look, dude. Obviously, are you more inclined to watch games when they're doing well? Yeah, dude. But it's strong to say that you don't love the Sox when they're not winning.
When
It's
Dave
it's a bit of a
Dombrowski-
fair weather fan move.
No, sure, call me that. But I'm also like a diehard fan. I'm not going to support the team when they're not playing well.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
roll. All right.
I mean, and like I said, like offensively, we did
No,
fantastic.
hold on. Like in
But
2013,
Bogarts?
I supported them when they or 2012, whatever the year was.
Yeah, 2012, 2014.
I
Oh, yeah, they
supported
were
them.
terrible.
I supported them. 2014, I did not because they just won the World Series the year before.
Yeah,
2012, I
yeah.
supported them. 'Cause
We
you
go,
know
we
what?
go. World Series suck. Better World, Series.
Yeah.
fact.
And then back to suck.
Here's
Or 2012 to 13, which was Bobby Valentine,
Oh God, Bobby Valentine.
awful.
who's now the athletic director at like Sacred Heart.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
And then do a World Series win. Here's
Yeah,
my question:
Crazy with Farrell.
what's gonna happen to the Sox next year?
Well, they already
What-
fired Dombrowski.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah, that's already done.
One, I don't know what the actual name is, but one guy in the Red Sox administration said, "We don't know if we're gonna bring back Betts and Martinez. We're gonna try our best, but we don't know."
Yeah.
I think the most realistic
key,
thing that
dude.
happens,
They're key.
and the most realistic thing that happens,
Yeah, but who can
Martinez
get for them?
stays, Betts leaves.
This is a business.
I think
I
what
see
happens-
Ben staying though.
I think what no,
I
I,
see.
think what happens.
No, you would like in a perfect world you would like to see Bet stay. I'm
Yeah.
with him. If that's your lead,
I think
before
what's really
JD
going to
does.
happen. How's their farm system?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, the phone. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Because when Dombrowski was hired, it was, hey Dombrowski, we have this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Yeah.
Send them away. Bring in Chris Sale. Bring in all these playmakers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Send them all away. They have no one now.
Yep.
They have guys in single A and double A
know.
that might be good. Might be.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps. And now Dombrowski's gone.
Yeah.
I think what's the most realistic thing that's gonna happen. Mookie Betts, they're gonna bring him to arbitration. They're gonna sign him back for one more year, trade him away, like kind of like a sign and trade type thing.
Yep.
Trade him away for like some guy in the farm system, and in the minors, and they're gonna keep Martinez and hope that they can roll with like Devers and all of them. You know, like Devers, Bogart. I mean, they still have a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah. There's
I
a
think,
lot of talent.
Yeah, I think they should trade for a pitcher. Honestly, I mean, they're you have
One pitcher.
You have
Let's
like,
try, like-
you have like $65 million to 3 pitchers who
Yeah.
Porcello, Sale, and Price who all are awful. But
John Henry
Sale
really
had-
wipes his ass.
Yeah.
With Benjamins. It's
Yeah.
nuts. It's absurd.
It's
The guy's
it's a
just
shame.
owns Liverpool. The side. I don't even. Oh my god.
So the next thing I want to shift to
all over me.
is the Celtics expectations this year. What do you think?
You know what?
It's opening up
Actually,
tomorrow.
I want to Neil. I want to Neil on this one. What are your
I'm a Sox and Pats. I feel like you guys know more about Celtics. You guys take it. I'm glad Kyrie's gone. I'll say that.
Yes. So going
Awesome.
into every year,
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
probably the last 3 years,
Mhm.
since Isaiah Thomas had his break. So now basically, I just think, I don't know. I think that Kyrie better than Kemba.
Mhm.
And I've been supporting them since, you know, Isaiah's breakout year. So what was that, 2016? 2015? Good before that, I mean,
Bless you.
they were not good. I was too young for KG and Paul Pierce, I guess.
Yep.
Dream team.
I remember that. That was
Yeah,
cool.
but I don't know. I mean, basically every single year since then, I've thought they're gonna go to the championship. They're gonna go there. They're gonna either win
Yeah.
or just at least go there.
They're always a
This year-
contender. They never really suck.
Yeah,
Especially last year.
yeah.
Last year was real.
Thoughts about the Nets this year?
Well, no KD this year. Good KD towards Achilles. He's not gonna play this year. Next year is gonna be the year you're gonna want to see the Nets. But
Will Kyrie do something? He's gonna make a splash.
I think he's gonna have more of an impact on the Nets than he did the Celtics. But I think the supporting cast on the Celtics is just 10 times better than the Nets.
I completely agree.
Do you guys remember when the Nets, they had like a different, like, where were they before? New Jersey.
New Jersey Nets.
I remember.
Because my dad was working in Brooklyn when they moved to the Barclays Center.
Oh yeah.
And he like brought home like Nets shit.
That's cool.
Really?
And garlic knots from Manhattan. It's dope.
All right, so we're gonna move to our last segment. It's our finisher. It's called Q&A. I'm gonna be asking.
You got it.
This is my segment. I'm gonna be asking these guys questions, not football related, not sports related, just some fun questions. Well, the first one's actually football related. If you could pick any position of any dead player, they have to be dead. Any position of any dead player to be on the Patriots, who would it be?
So like resurrected you from the dead to now play on the Pats.
And now play on the Pats in their prime.
They have to be dead.
They have to be dead.
All right.
They have to have died.
I
The
have
Patriots
one.
are a relatively new
I have one.
franchise.
Are you kidding me? It's one of
So-
the oldest franchises ever.
Does it have to be on the this guy's on the
I mean, like what? Since they've been
Yeah, they
sick.
could have been on the Patriots.
Since they've been sick.
No,
it's
obviously.
newer.
Yeah,
Okay,
there have been
so
plenty of sick
I'm
players
going,
on the Patriots
I'm
who are
going
bad.
to address
Any team. It doesn't matter what team they're on. Just put them on the Pats.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be any team. So my pick would be Walter Payton.
Oh,
I would want
okay.
Walter Payton.
Okay.
So I'm gonna address the tight end need. I'm gonna bring back Aaron Hernandez.
Whoa.
What are we doing here?
Before
what are we doing
before
here?
he did all the
Yeah, committed murder.
before
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
I want to bring him back. Come on, the guy.
He was a good player.
He
He was good.
He was a good player.
He was really. Good.
They don't have to be on the Patriots. It can be like
No, I know.
anyone.
I just I thought about the Patriots' needs
Fair. Your pick?
in my mind.
I don't know.
I'll go with John Hanna.
Have to be dead. Yeah.
John Hanna was a stud, dude. There's no beating that guy. He was the best. He was a sick player.
Yeah, but see, I couldn't take like a sick quarterback because then.
Because Tommy, there already is one.
Yeah.
So,
We already have the sickest quarterback.
so true.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Chick-fil-A or
Chick-fil-A.
Five Guys?
Chick-fil-A.
Why?
Chick-fil-A.
Why? Five Guys
Chick-fil-A.
smacks. I agree with Chick-fil-A, but why?
One word. Nugs.
You like chicken? No, you get the spicy chicken sandwich.
No, you get the chicken sandwich.
That's
I get the
ridiculous.
nugs. I get the nugs. I like the nugs.
That's ridiculous. If you could
I just
recite,
get the nuggets. I grew up.
he's a big boy. If you could recite one movie to full memory, what movie would it
Few
be?
Good Men.
A Few Good Men.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
like that. I like
Love
that.
it.
That's a good one.
You can't handle the truth.
Mine,
handle the truth.
mine would have to be
Jack Nicholson.
Billy Madison. Miss Lippy's car is green. So it's like my favorite movie. Michael?
God. I know way too many quotes from The Godfather, but that's a 3.5-hour movie.
It's just put in there. Like you remember the entire movie, every line, every joke, everything.
God.
I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom.
Yeah, pick one.
I mean, there's a few, but I think I'm gonna say Anchorman.
Anchorman.
a
I like
good
your pick.
choice.
Yeah.
Boys,
I mean,
cheers.
Been fun.
This just wraps up the pilot episode of Guys, Thighs, and Ties. I'm Pat.
I'm Neil.
I'm Michael.
We're gonna catch you next week. Hey boys, let's go! Let's go! Unreal. Great time, brothers. Great time. Good work.
Just leave me alone.
Oh.